Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learn Haitian Creole. I hope everyone's having a happy New Year 2021. Okay. Today's video will be covering imperative verbs. Okay. We're covering imperative verbs. Allô tout le monde. Bienvenue encore dans Apprendre Créole Haïtien. Je souhaite tout le monde commencer l'année 2021 très bien. Vidéo aujourd'hui, on a couvert verbe impératif. OK? Verbe impératif, on nous commencer. So, imperative verb is a verb that we use to give a command. Okay? We can give someone a command to do something. We give an instruction, or we can use it to give somebody a warning. And you can use an imperative verb by itself. Sometimes you can follow it by an object. So if you want somebody to eat, and you want to give them that command, then you can say manger. So then that's an imperative verb, right? You're telling them to do something, and all you have to do is say manger, and the assumption is that you're talking to that person without using the word you. But you can also say manger, manger, eat the food. Okay, so you're using the imperative verb, and then you're adding food after manger. Okay. Ok, so verbe impératif, c'est un verbe nous utiliser pour nous bay yon moun yon l'ordre, ok, ou ka bay yon moun yon instruction, ou bien ou ka utiliser pour avertir yon moun. Takou si yon moun ap marché, kounya li pral met pied l'on tout, ou ka di camper. So it's like ou di stop, ok? C'est yon avertissement ou bay moun nan, mais ou pas di non moun nan, ou pas besoin di hey ou même camper. Ou ka di ou même camper, mais ou pas obligé, ou ka di verbe la pou kol. Et puis c'est ça yon verbe impératif. Ou ka di l pou kol, ou ka di camper, ou ka di camper, camper là. OK? Takou m'dap di en anglais talè, ou ka ba yon moun yon instruction, OK? Ou ka ba yon l'ordre, ou ka di manger. Takou si me dit manger, c'est ou même qui là, c'est avant m'a parler, même pas obligé de dire ou. OK, me juste dit manger, c'est avant m'a parler. OK, ça c'est dans ce sens ça verbe impératif, ou bien me dit manger manger, c'est avant m'a parler tout. OK? So à nous garder chaque façon ou ka dire. N'a gardé dans l'audio, n'a gardé avertissement et puis n'a gardé dans instruction. OK? So we're going to look at commands, examples of commands, warnings, and then instructions. Okay, so let's look at some examples of a command, right? You're giving somebody a command. Somebody is walking, or your child is running, and you want them to stop. You don't have to say so and so stop. You can just say stop. And the moment you say stop, you're talking to that person. You're telling them you want them to stop. But all you had to do was use the verb stop. Okay? So that's a command. That's one imperative verb. If I want you to look at something, I can say look. But I don't have to say, can you please look at this? I mean, you can say that. But I can just say look. And of course, I'm talking to you without saying your name. If I want you to listen, I can say, hey, listen to me, right? Or I can just say, listen. Of course, I'm talking to you. I'm telling you to listen. Okay? So let's go back to the top. I want you to stop. Okay? I want somebody to stop. And I'm going to say, stop. Or I'm going to say, sispan. Okay? Sispan. Sispan is like stop. Whatever you're doing, I need you to stop it now. Okay? Sispan. If you're talking too much and I say sispan, it means you should stop talking. So whatever it is that you're doing, I want you to stop. I'm going to say sispan. Yes, I'm talking to you. I want you to stop whatever you're doing. I don't have to tell you what it is. I don't have to say your name. I can just say sispan. If I want you to look at something, I can say, hey, gade, gade. I'm I'm telling you to look at something. Okay, I say, hey, gade, and all I have to say is gade, and you know I'm talking to you, and I want you to look at something. Um, if you're not sure why the person said gade, then you can ask kisa, gade kisa, right? Look at what? Um, listen is another one. You can say, hey, tande, tande, listen, tande. You say it by itself, okay? Or you can say tande sa, listen to this, listen to that. Um, you want somebody to walk? You say mashe, mashe. You don't have to say their names. You don't have to say you. Hey, you walk. You need to walk. Okay, ou bezwe mashe. You don't have to say. You say, hey, mashe. Um, that's a command. I want you to walk. Mvle ou mashe. Okay. Um, if you want somebody to sit, you want somebody to sit down. You're giving them a command. You want your child to sit, right? They're acting up. You want them to sit. You say, hey, sit. Right? That's a command. It's an imperative verb. Okay. You say, hey, shita. Shita la. Okay. I don't have to say, hey, umem shita. Right? Hey, shita. Okay. So that's another one. If you want somebody to get up, you say kampe. Kampe is a command. You're literally telling the person, I need you to do it right now. Okay? Mvleu kampe kunye. Mvleu fel kunye. So whatever it is that you're telling the person to do, you kind of want it done now. Okay? Kampe. So you're sitting down and I want you to stand. I say, hey, kampe, I want you to do it now. Okay? Mvlo kampe kunya. Lie down. I want you to lie down. Okay? I can say, hey, I want you to lie down. Can you please lie down? I can say all of that. Or I can say lie down. I'm still talking to you, but I'm not using the word you. Okay? Mvlo coucher. Mba oblige di, hey, ou même coucher. Ou bien me di, coucher s'il vous plaît. Non, ou ka je di coucher. Parce que wap bay moun nan l'od, ou vle l'fel kounye. Manger. Mvlo manger kounye. Mvlo manger. Okay? Mga je di eat. You know, I can just say eat. I'm talking to you, but I'm not saying, you know, can you please eat? I don't have to say you. If I'm talking to you and I say eat, then you should know I want you to eat. Okay? So, souvlon moun manger, ou ka di manger. C'est un sort de verbe impératif li. Wap di moun nan manger, ou vle l manger, wap bali yon lot pou l manger. Okay? Swallow. Sometimes you have a child and they don't like your food and they pretend like they've been chewing it for 10 minutes and you want them to swallow. Okay? You say swallow. Imperative verb. Okay? Ou vle moun nan vale manger. Ou di vale. Ou pa bezen di non moun nan, ou pa bezen di ki sa ou vle l vale, ou juste di vale, moun nan konen kelke swa sak nan bouch li an, ou vle l vale paske se avel wap pale. Okay? So those are some examples of commands in imperative verbs. So I wanted to add the word stand up because I know some people might be confused. Some people might say, well, I thought campe also meant to stand up, or stand up or get up also means lever. Okay, so that's why I'm adding it. If someone's sitting down and you want them to stand up, just like you wanted them to get up, you can say campe, campe for stand up, or you can say lever, lever. A lot of people think of lever as a word that we use when someone is lying down. So if someone is in bed and you want them to wake up, you say leve, right? It's like wake up, wake yourself up. But if someone is sitting down and you want them to pretty much move their butt away from the chair, you can say leve. You can say leve deo. It's like move your butt, leve deo. So for stand up, you can also use campe and leve. To give a command for someone to get up. So let's look at warnings. Okay, you want to give somebody a warning. You don't have to say you. You don't have to say the person's name. And you don't really have to say what the warning is about, right? Um, si ou ba un avertissement, ou pas toujours obligé de dire non moun nan, et ou pas besoin de dire tout qui sa avertissement est. Okay? So you want to say careful to somebody. Careful. Um, maybe your child is just running wild, right? You say careful. You didn't say their name and you didn't say why they should be careful, right? You just said careful. They already know, right? So that's an example of a warning. Um, attention, attention, okay? You want somebody to be careful. In Creole, you say attention. You don't always have to say why, right? So, attention, if someone's bothering me, um, and I really want the person to leave me alone, and I want them to know that, hey, if you're not careful, I can do something to you, and I can just say attention, okay? So whatever you're doing, careful, okay? So attention, c'est un verbe impératif lié, le wap ba un avertissement, ok? Tak ou vle moun nan konen, ou gen wap vle moun nan fè attention pour malè pa rivel, mais si moun nan nuit ou vle moun nan konen tout, hey, si ou pas suspend nuit, moun ka fò mal, ou ka di moun nan attention, okay? You can say, watch out, watch out. Maybe someone's about to cross the street and there's a car coming, right? You say, watch out. You didn't have to say you didn't have to say, watch out for the car. You could have, but you didn't have to. You just say, watch out. And so that's a warning, right? So in Creole, you can say, veillez zo, veillez zo. Veiller is to be watchful, pay attention to what's going on around you. Keep your eyes open, right? Be conscious of what's happening around you. Veillez zo. Zo means bones. So it's like, watch your bones. Yeah, it doesn't make sense in Creole, right? So it doesn't mean that. It pretty much means watch out. Si ou ka ba moun yo avertissement, ou di moun nan veye zo. Pa vre? Takou si nou di yon moun veye zo, nou pa di moun nan pou veye zo kol. Se pa sa nou di. Se yon lot fason pou nou di moun nan pou fè attention, pou bagay pa rivel, pou bagay mal pa rivel, okay? So we can say, be careful. Be careful, okay? Fais attention, fais attention. Ou ka di yon moun pou fè attention, ou pa bezen di non moun nan, ou pa bezen di pou ki sa pou fè attention, ou di fè attention. Et puis, quel que soit ça moun nan ta pral fè, et puis la fè attention la dan pou malè pa rivel, okay? Imperative verbs can also be used to give instructions, okay? Nou ka itilize verbe impératif pour nous bay instruction. OK, le nou vle on moun fè un bagay et nous dit ça nous vle le faire. OK, nous ballon instruction pour le faire bagay. OK, et nous ka utiliser verbe impératif pour nous faire ça tout. OK? So you can tell somebody to close the door. Close the door. OK? Ferme porte là. Ferme porte là. Ça son instruction bay moun nan la, pas vrai? Ou di moun nan ferme porte là. You tell somebody close the door. That's an instruction. You can tell someone drink water every day. Drink water every day. Bois de l'eau chaque jour. Bois de l'eau chaque jour. Drink water every day. You're giving instructions. And you're using imperative verbs to give the instructions, right? Bois. Right? Bois. Ferme. Okay, ferme, c'est verbe impératif là. Bois, c'est verbe impératif là, right? So close the door. Close is the imperative verb here, right? And you tell them it's the door that you want them to close. It's an instruction. It's not a warning. It's not a command. It's an instruction. So you're telling them what it is that you want them to do, okay? Read the first 10 pages. Read the first 10 pages. Lis 10 premiers pages. So maybe you are a school teacher and you want to give your students some instructions. You want them to read this book or that book, okay? You want them to read the first 10 pages, okay? Read the first 10 pages. Lis 10 premiers pages. Okay, li means to read. Okay, 10 is the number 10. Premier is first. Okay, and then page is page. Yo just means it's more than one page. Okay, so read the first 10 pages. Lis 10 premiers pages. So maybe you have some instructions for your kids. You want them to go to bed at 9 p.m. tonight. Okay? And you can say, go to sleep at 9 p.m. tonight. It's an instruction. It's an instruction. If you wanted to give a command, you can say, dormi or al dormi, right? You can just make it short like that, right? But this one is more like an instruction. You want them to do something specific. Go to sleep at 9 p.m. tonight. Al dormi. Al is short for ale because ale means to go. Okay, al dormi. Dormi is to sleep. A neve. Neve aswea. Aswea is like night, right? So aswea, tonight. Aswea makes it tonight, this night. Okay, go to sleep at 9 p.m. tonight. Al dormi, or you can say ale dormi, but most Haitians will say al dormi for short, right? Al dormi a neve aswea. We also say p.m., we say p.m., but if you say aswe, aswe already means night, so there's no point for you to add the p.m., okay? Ou vle ba an moun instruction, ou vle dil, vle pou al dormi aswe a neve. Sa son instruction li. Li pa vreman on l'ord. Li ka on l'ord, men li plis yon instruction. Pasko ou dil exactement ou vle l dormi, et pou dil a ki le ou vle l fel, et pou dil ki jou pou l fel, ou dil a souya pou l fel, ok? Parce sou te vle balon l'ord, ou te vle l fon bagay kounya, ou ta di al dormi. Pa vre? Al dormi, ou bien takou si ou gonti moun li ret na kabanil pa vle fè menje, li pa vle dormi, ou ka di dormi. Right? Ça son l'ordre. OK? Ça son l'ordre et pour utiliser verbe impératif là pour dormir. So let's look at this one. Let's just say you are a doctor or you are a patient. You go to a doctor, right? And they want you to take your medicine, right? Take this pill 3 times a day. 3 times a day, right? Prends grain ça 3 fois par jour, right? Prends is to take. Prends is to take. Grain is a pill. The pill is grain. Grain ça. It's like this pill. Trois is 3. It's the number 3. Fois is times. How many times, right? Par jour. Per day, right? Take this pill 3 times a day. That's an instruction. The doctor literally wants you to take this pill 3 times a day. They're not going to force you, but it's just an instruction, right? Prends grain ça 3 fois par jour, right? Maybe you had surgery and the doctor's like, shower after 1 week. Okay, baigner. Baigner means shower, right? To wash up. Baigner, to shower. Baigner après. Après means after. Après means after. Some people say après. I think that's more French. Okay. But if you use it, it's not incorrect. Okay, baigner après yon semaine. Yon means 1. Okay, yon semaine. But some people can also say on. On semaine. And that's fine too. So shower after 1 week. It's an instruction, right? A doctor, a surgeon can give you that instructions. That instruction. Baigner après yon semaine. Baigner après on semaine. Okay? So those are in examples of instructions that you can use with imperative verbs. Okay? Ça y est, c'est instruction. Nous ka bay avec verbe impératif. So let's look at some positive imperative verbs, right? Because You can tell somebody to do something. You can say it in a positive way. You can say it in a negative way, right? So let's take some examples of some positive imperative verb, okay? On nous prend quelques exemples de verbe impératif qui positif, ok? Parce que ou ka di yon moun fon bagay, ou ka di positif, et puis ou ka di négatif, ok? Ok? On nous prend deux, trois exemples, verbe impératif qui positif, ok? So you can tell somebody, eat the bread. That's positive, right? There's nothing negative about that. Eat the bread. Manger pain. Ça positif. Pas rien négatif de ça. Ou vle yon moun mangeon pain, ou di manger pain, right? Eat the bread. Manger pain. It's positive. Nothing about it is going to turn somebody off, right? Manger pain. Eat the bread. Manger pain. Open your mouth. Maybe you go to the doctor and they want to look inside your mouth, right? They say, open your mouth. It's positive. Ouvert bouchou. Ouvert bouchou. Nothing negative about that. Do your homework. You want your child to do their homework. That's positive. You're not being negative. Do your work. Do your work. Fais travail. You know, maybe your boss wants you to do your work because you're talking to your coworkers too much. Peut-être ou parler avec employé yo trop. Quand y a manager besoin pour faire travail ou, il dit fais travail ou. Do your work. That's positive. Call your grandmother. Maybe you want your child to call their grandma, right? Call your grandmother. Relais granou. Relais granou. Call your grandmother. That's positive. Wash your plate. Someone's eating, you want them to wash their plate. You don't want them to put it in a sink. You say, wash your plate. I mean, you didn't say, don't you leave your plate in a sink. That would be negative, right? You say, wash your plate. Lave assiette ou. Lave assiette ou. Or you can say, lave plat ou. Plat is another name for plate. Assiette, same thing. Or you can say dish, right? Nou ka di dish pour assiette ou bien plat, okay? So wash your plate. Wash your dish. Lave assiette ou. Lave plat ou. Positive. C'est positif. Sweep the floor. Balayer à terre. That's positive too. Balayer à terre, positif. Pas rien négatif à ça. Okay? Sweep the floor. It's positive. Fix your bed. Ranger caban ou. Ranger means to fix. Ranger caban ou. Caban is bed. Okay? Ranger caban ou. That's positive. Fix your bed. Speak louder. Parler plus fort. Speak louder. Parler plus fort. Positive, right? Nothing negative about that. If we wanted to be negative, we would say, you speak too low, right? Si nous te besoin négatif, nous t'a dit parler trop bas. But nous pas dit ça. Nous dit parler plus fort, okay? Speak louder. Read this book. Leave ça. Read this book. Maybe you're a teacher. You want your students to read this book. Read this book. Leave ça. Okay? Negative would be don't read the other book. That would be negative, right? Pali l'autre livre là, okay? Ça tape négatif. So positif, c'est l'autre dit moun juste faire ça. Ou pas dire ça ou pas vle le faire, ou dire ça ou vle le faire. Okay? You want the person to do what you want them to do, but you don't want to tell them not to do what you don't want them to do, right? So you keep it positive. Brush your teeth. Boss it down. Brush your teeth. Boss it down. Ou di moun nan boss it down. Okay? Ou sou vle négatif, ou ka di, ou pas jam boss it down, ou refuser boss it down, right? You refuse to brush your teeth. That's negative. You just say brush your teeth. Boss it down. Okay, so those are positive imperative verbs. So here are some negative ways to use imperative verbs. Ça c'est quelques façons négatives que nous ka utiliser verbe impératif, okay? Don't touch it. Do not touch it. Pa mael. You see how negative that is? You're telling them what not to do. Wap di moun sa pou pa faire. Kon ya living négatif. Tant pour dire ça ou vle le faire ou dire ça ou pas vle le faire. Okay? Living negative. Don't touch it. Pa mael. Pa mael. Don't touch it. Do not touch it. Don't watch too much TV. Do not watch too much TV. Pa gade trop télévision. Pa gade trop télévision. Do not watch too much TV. Pa gade trop télévision. Don't eat all the food. Pa manger tout manger. Pa manger tout manger. So instead of being negative, you could say manger ça seulement. Manger ça seulement. Okay? But tabou di manger ça seulement ou di pa manger tout. Kounyal vin negative. Okay? So you could have said eat this only. Instead, you say don't eat all the food. So that's negative. Don't drink too much alcohol. Do not drink too much alcohol. Pa bwe trop tafia. Pa bwe trop tafia. Some people use clairin for alcohol. But when I think of clairin, I think of vodka, honestly. And then when I think of tafia, I think of all those alcoholic drinks, you know? So don't drink too much alcohol. Pa bwe trop tafia. Okay? So now alcohol, this is interesting. Alcohol, you know the alcohol that you can buy from the store, and then so if you go to the doctor's office, they kind of use it to clean your skin before they take your blood. Um, so that's not called tafia. That's called alcohol. Okay, that's alcohol. Um, so this type of alcohol that we call tafia, it's the one that you drink. Okay, do not drink too much alcohol. Pa boire trop tafia. Ok, ça c'est en façon négative. Ça c'est en façon négative. Ou ka di yon moun pa boire trop. Ça m'tap dit tale en anglais, m'tap dit, takou la nou di alcohol, right? Mais tafia c'est alcool que nous boire. Pas vrai, c'est alcool nous boire. Alcool yo utilize kay docteur, takou si ya pran sang, yo passe le sou pou yo nettoyer area. Nous même en créole nous relève alcool. Nous relève alcool. Mais plus ça moun boya, yo plus relève tafia. So never say that again. Never say that again. Pas jam. Pas jam di ça encore. Pas jam. Encore means again. Pa, so pa also, pa always means not. Not, don't. But the word jam, jam means your leg, by the way. Okay. If we're talking about body parts, jam means your legs. But in this case, jam means never, right? Pas jam di ça, pas jam fait ça. It means never. Pas jam di. Di is to say. Pas jam di ça encore. Never say that again. Okay? Pas jam di ça encore. Don't ever curse. Don't ever curse. Pas jam jure. Jure is to curse. Pas jam jure. You see how negative they are? It's like they're all starting with don't, never, do not, don't ever. Et puis en créole, n'a commencé avec pas fait ça, pas jamais fait ça. Pas manger ça, pas boire ça. Li yon ti jan négatif. Parce que tant pour nous t'a dit moun ça nous vle le faire, n'a dit ça nous pas vle le faire. Don't talk to me like that. Do not talk to me like that. Pa parler avem kon ça, okay? Avem is like short for avec moi, with me. So parler is to talk, to speak, and then avem or avec moi is with me. Kon ça is like this or like that, okay? So don't talk to me like that. Pa parler avem kon ça. Pa parler avec moi kon ça. Do not talk to me like that. Pa parler avem kon ça, okay? So maybe you're talking and then someone just keep yawning, right? Because they're not interested in your conversation, or maybe they're just tired. You can say sispan baye. Baye is to yawn, right? Sispan baye. Again, it's negative, right? You want them to, you're like, stop this, stop that, don't do this, don't do that. Never do this, never do that. Sispan baye. Stop yawning. Stop coughing. Sispan tousse. Tousse is to cough. If someone has a cough, we say they have a toux, right? But if they're coughing, then it's tousser, right? Suspend tousser, stop coughing. Okay, stop coughing, um, tousser. Si on moun gon tous, nous dit moun nan gon cough. Si il gon tous, nous dit il gon cough. Mais si la tousser, nous dit la coughing. Okay? Do not speed. Do not speed. Don't drive too fast, right? Don't speed. Pas fait vitesse. Pas fait vitesse. Vitesse is speed. It's like don't do speed, right? Don't speed. Pas fait vitesse. So those are some examples of negative imperative verbs. Okay? Ça yo c'est exemple verbe impératif qui négatif. So in this video, we went over imperative verbs, okay? And so we discussed what imperative verbs are, right? So there are verbs that we use to give commands, we give warnings, and we give instructions. We don't really have to say the word you when we're telling somebody to do something or we're giving a warning to that person. We don't really have to say what it is, right? We can, we don't have to. So there are positive ways of using imperative verbs and there are negative ways, right? So the positive way, you tell somebody, do this, do that. That's positive. And then the negative way is to say, don't do this, don't do that. Okay? So dans vidéo ça, nous découvrir verbe impératif. Nous apprendre que verbe impératif, c'est verbe que nous utilisons pour nous bailler l'ordre, nous bailler avertissement avec eux et puis nous bailler instruction. Nous pas obligé de dire non moun nan, nous pas obligé de dire hey ou même, nous pas obligé de dire qui ça nous voulons moun nan faire, nous ka juste dire verbe là pour col, OK? Et puis nous apprendre tout que nous ka utiliser le positif, nous ka dire moun nan fait ça, nous ka utiliser le négatif, nous ka dire pas faire ça. OK? Je souhaite nous aimer vidéo. Si nous avons des questions, si nous avons des commentaires, faites-moi connaître. Si vous avez l'autre bagay nous ta remen ouais couvrir dans verbe impératif tant que l'autre l'ordre ou bien l'autre avertissement ou bien l'autre instruction, nous ka faire me connaître, nous ka essayer faire une deuxième vidéo, okay? So this is the end of our video. So I hope you liked it. If you have any questions or comments, let me know, as always. And so if there's anything else that you would like to see covered under imperative verbs, like for commands and warnings or instructions, feel free to let me know. And if necessary, I'll do a second video. Okay, so thank you for watching. And that's it. All right, so I hope everyone's having a happy new year. I know it's already February 7th. But I hope everyone's having a happy new year. Okay? All right. Bye.